Caitlyn for governor? Ooh, don't laugh, it could happen. And I'm going to give you my perspective from the perspective of a trans woman. And for those of you who don't know, this has kind of exploded in the news the last 36 hours or so that Caitlyn Jenner, formerly known as Bruce Jenner, well, she's considering a run for Gavin Newsom's seat. I've been in California for, I think about this will be the 23rd year in California. And one of my earliest political memories here was the recall of Governor Gray Davis and the replacement by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, I never knew quite how I felt about that. The media seemed to be, well, let's back up a minute. Gray Davis was booted from office because he proposed raising the vehicle registration fee somewhere between 500 and 1,000%. Yeah. And because that affected everybody across the board, and because California is a big-time car state, well, he got the royal boot. Big surprise? No. And replaced by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger must be considered a celebrity, much more stature, I believe, than Caitlyn Jenner. Of course, my recollections go all the way back to the 1976 Olympics. And watching Bruce Jenner at that time win my favorite Olympic event, which is the men's decathlon, being good at 10 track and field events, probably the most difficult Olympic medal to gain of all. And I remember feeling that joy in Montreal watching the Olympics as Bruce Jenner trotted around the track with the American flag on his back, soon to make the Wheaties box. It's quite a leap of change, and I can tell you as a trans woman, yes, we change a lot over the years, and I've never been quite sure how much the mind changes too. And I think being transgender has really opened up Caitlyn Jenner's eyes to the reality of politics as it exists today. And let me tell you, I've been transitioned a lot more years than Caitlyn Jenner, so I understand what the story is at. However, just because we share the common bond of being under the transgender umbrella does not mean that I put gender as a deciding topic in politics. Okay, very important thing. I've never been one to enjoy the politics of affiliation or identity, meaning that you can be a person that runs on a single issue platform. I've never been all about that. I think politics is degraded a lot today simply because someone will find an issue or something that really ticks them off, and they will decide that the best solution is to run to office on that particular topic and hit that hard. Maybe they win, maybe they don't. But the point is this single dimensionality of politics. If we were to vote or support just because somebody's transgendered, and it would be a great thing to have a trans woman in the White House. Well, we have to look, I hope as voters, that we look a little more beyond just the surface of achieving some milestone or achieving some greatness in earning a first. Okay? For me, politics and holding office is much more that it's juggling priorities. It's also juggling a lot of competing interests. Remember, you're a representative first and foremost. And if you come in with your own single-handed agenda, you're likely to run into trouble as Arnold Schwarzenegger did when he took over for Governor Davis. In my opinion, things were left in a state of worse after he left office. And the focus of the public was more on Can he smoke cigars inside the governor's mansion in Sacramento? No, he has a tent outside specifically set up for that. And it became all about the media circus of the celebrity. Well, we already have a built-in media circus with keeping up with the Kardashians. And I mean, God help us if we degrade politics anymore to the point that it just becomes a focal point of entertainment and amusement for people instead of the hard job of governing. Would I vote for Caitlyn Jenner? Let me hear a lot more about the politics and the things that she believes need to be straightened out. Remember, it's easy to identify problems, but solutions are a whole different matter. And I'm not so sure when weighed against Gavin Newsom and the difficulties of running California in a pandemic, I'm not totally convinced that she would have done a better job under the same circumstances. So a lot to think about as we all consider in the state of California whether to have a governor who's really dedicated to the best interests of California or someone that could potentially turn it into a media entertainment tonight fiasco. Okay, cue the TMZ. Thanks everybody for watching. What are your opinions? Let me know down below. Trans woman Rosie just saying it's going to be very interesting. Thumbs up or appreciate it and have a wonderful day.